Welcome to the Trainer Talk, where we discuss topics related to health and fitness to help you gain back control of your health and fitness and become the absolute best version of yourself physically and mentally. Enjoy. Every single day, we are presented with so many different decisions, and it's up to us to make the right decisions and take action. The question is are we making decisions and taking actions that are moving us towards our goals or away from our goals? In other words, are we getting a positive return on investment or a negative return on investment of the actions and decisions that we're making? So in this episode of the Trainer Talk, we talk about the ROI of positive actions that we can take every single day to move us toward our goals and give you guys some examples. We really hope it helps. So when it comes to making choices that are going to either move us toward our goals or away from our goals, in other words, investing our time to get a return on that investment, what are some things that you do that have a positive ROI, positive return on your investment of time or energy or resources to move you toward your goals?
There's probably quite a few things. Exercise is probably the biggest one. The one I do not most consistently. The one I do most consistently is probably eat healthy. Okay. That's another one. Those are the two probably main ones.
And real quickly, just so we all understand, how do you get, what is your return from eating healthy meals every day? How does that provide you a positive return?
Well, the everyday positive return that you get is feeling good, fueling your body, having energy, because food is energy. So, I'm able to get through the day without feeling tired. I'm able to get through my workouts, and that all just comes from the food that I eat. And then for the exercise too, it also gives me that energy. And then those are just the daily returns that I get from those. There's also those long term.
That's interesting. So what you're saying is, because a lot of people don't have energy to work out. Yeah. But what you're saying is you invest an hour to work out and you have more energy from that workout.
Absolutely. That's that's the biggest reason you should work out, is if you have that low energy.
If you are low in energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you're saying by eating healthier foods that maybe take a little bit longer to make, or they maybe cost a little bit more as far as money goes, you feel better and you have more energy. So would you say you're more productive when
absolutely.
You feel better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every area of life is better at that point. Just from having more energy throughout the day. Some relationships, work, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. So making both the investment financially and the investment time-wise, it's safe to say that your ROI is in a positive. You are feeling better, you have more energy, you're more productive, which means you have more to give overall to your clients, to your friends, to your family, and you feel better as a person.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I try to make most of my choices so that there's a positive return. Yeah. Obviously not all of them are. And I can definitely tell when my return is not positive, for sure. After a night out with friends, or eating unhealthy, I can tell the difference for sure.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we talk about with the health spending account. It's as long as more of those choices give you a positive return than a negative, you're safe. If more than 50% of those choices are giving you a positive return on investment, then you're going to be feeling good moving forward. But where a lot of people struggle is most of their choices are a negative return on investment. They're eating foods that make them feel like crap, and that maybe they're low on energy. They put on body fat from not moving their body enough and eating well enough, and then it's just a downward slope from there.
Yeah, and that even comes back to people that maybe they come to classes 3 days a week, or they work out a bunch or something, but then the rest of their habits have such a negative return on their investment, ROI, long-term, short-term, that they don't see the results they want. They don't feel how they want to feel, and they end up counteracting what they're actually, the positive that they're doing. And I think it all kind of compounds on itself, like you guys are talking about with the energy wise, like you have more energy after working out because you've moved your body. And that's actually how you get the energy and the motivation to do things, is by actually going out and moving your body. And then you eat better, and then you have more energy from eating better. So then you can have better workouts and you just feel better in general. So I know, like, for me personally, if I eat like crap food on the weekends, you just like don't feel like moving or doing anything. 100%. And then you just feel worse. And it's okay to do that every now and again. Like, you don't have to be perfect 100%, but like, I know I ask myself if I'm like, oh, I want to go and have an ice cream, or I want, whatever kind of food that I ask myself, and I'm like, well, how am I going to feel after this? And I'm like, is it worth it to feel like garbage afterwards and to feel tired? Or like, would I rather like feel good and have energy for the rest of the day? And depending on like, okay, it's a weekend, like I'm out with people, it's just like a one night thing, and then the next day I don't have anything super big going on. I'm like, you know what? Okay, have it that time. It's okay if you're going to take the consequences of eating the pasta and pizza and whatever else, like, okay, that's fine. If you accept that, you're not going to feel your best, but all those other times, like, I would rather feel better, like eat the food that's good for me, that's going to give me the energy, that's going to have a positive effect on my mood instead of a negative effect. And then I'd rather like work out and feel better afterwards and actually have accomplished something.
Yeah, I feel like when I do one action, like working out, that has a positive return, it kind of starts like other ones start stacking on top of it. So after I work out, I'm more inclined to eat healthy, to get a good night's sleep so I can recover, to take my supplements, but something like Sundays, I usually don't work out. And on those days I find myself, that's the day like where I fall off of my habits, or like I eat something that I usually wouldn't on the weekdays, or maybe I didn't get sleep, just because I'm just out of my routine.
Yeah.
So that's the days where I find it hard to make those choices with positive ROI.
I agree 100%. Yeah. So like when you wake up and you don't hit snooze, and you wake up, you make your bed, like, you got your workout stuff ready to go, you make a good breakfast, you're going to make better choices all day long, and you're probably going to feel better all day long, have more energy. How do you think your day is going to go if you hit snooze 6 times, you wake up, you skip breakfast, you're rushing, you forget something at home, such as your gym bag and clothes? How do you think your whole day is going to go?
Not good.
Yeah.
You start your morning
It's
like
going to be
that.
frustrating. You're going to start your day very stressed out.
Yeah.
You probably forgot something. You're probably going to be thinking about all the crap that you got to do when you get home. You're like, oh crap, I can't go work out. I forgot my gym bag. So how you start your day, like I like how you said, like when you do one good positive action, it leads to more good positive actions. I 100% agree, because the days that I work out, I feel like doing more stuff that's positive.
Oh, yeah.
The days you don't work out, such as Sundays, it's definitely a lot more lazy. But what I do on Sundays is I wake up, the very first thing I do pretty much is I make my fit camp workouts for the week. So I get some sort of work done, and that makes me feel better. Like, I just feel better the whole day. I at least got something accomplished that's positive, and I took it off my plate. So I invested about a half hour of my time Sunday morning, 7, 8 a.m., before we even do anything for the whole day. I invested that half hour, and then I can spend the whole rest of the day stress-free, and I don't have to worry about my workouts all week.
Yep.
Right.
So people need to start asking themselves, okay, why am I investing this time, and what kind of return am I going to get? And you can do it for the good stuff and the bad stuff. And I like that you brought up the people that work out those 3 hours a week, even 6 hours a week. Let's say they come in here for an hour 6 days a week. 6 hours out of 168 hours is like 7% of your week.
Yeah. There's a lot of
the other 93%. So if you're on track and you're making positive actions 7% of the time, guess what? you're not going to get very far.
No, right.
You need to be making other positive actions that have a return on your investment, such as the habits like sleep, water, eating healthier, things like that.
Yeah.
Is there anything other than what Lauren said that you have that you get a positive ROI? There's one that comes in my mind, and it's more of a think of personal development.
Personal development, probably listening to like podcasts and stuff like that on my drive. Like it helps me personally and professionally, just hearing from all these different people, like especially like just like listening to different people. They all have their different ways of explaining things and ways of like fixing different problems. And like even if I just take one golden nugget every time I listen to it, it's like, wow, like okay, that's, it changes how I view things, or it improves my life in some way, and then I'm able to share it with my clients, and that has a really positive return on investment just by like listening to that in the car on the way here rather than music. And like that does really help. And then other than what DeLauren said, probably taking like time outside, like little runs, like just right away in the morning, trying to get moving or get like a little bit of activity, like do some push-ups on the ground, like do 10 push-ups, or I have like a bar for pull-ups, and sometimes I'll like put that up and do some pull-ups, and just like a little bit just to like get your day going. I feel like that helps, kind of like how you said, starting your day right, having just like a little bit of extra time just to like either eat your breakfast or take a little bit of time for yourself, whether that is making a healthy breakfast, sitting there with your coffee and like going through a journaling exercise, or having like a quick little 5-minute workout. It doesn't have to be anything major to give you that little boost of energy and that little boost of motivation. Like, I went, a little 5 to 7 minute run or a walk outside. It just kind of like gets you all perked up for the day. You come back, you make a healthy breakfast, and just sets your day on a really good path and trajectory, that you can get a lot of good benefits from your work. You're going to be more productive. You're going to be in a better mood all around, so you'll be better to your spouse, your kids, family, all that kind of stuff. So it all kind of ripples out and affects pretty much every area of your life.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that there's a lot of things in life that give you positive return that you might not think of. Like I was just thinking, from my personal experience, a lot of times when I get home after work, I'll just kind of lay down on the couch and turn the TV on. And I really want to change that. And I just thought like, okay, so if I replace that with maybe starting a new hobby, like going outside and I don't know, like anything, like playing with my dog or learning how to play the guitar, like that's going to give me more positive return than sitting and watching TV. So even that right there, like I'm not going to the gym, I'm not like reading a book, even something simple as that is maybe not as big, but it's still positive return. And it's especially when you're replacing it from watching TV. So.
Yep, 100%. Yeah. When I think about things that I do to try to get a positive return, other than what you guys had said, like I love that. Like people have the excuse of like, oh, I would love to do this, I just don't know how to do it. I don't know anything about nutrition, but I don't have time. Well, we all drive to work typically every day, unless you're DeLauren and live a block away. But so you could change that. You could go to the radio, turn off the radio, turn on something, a podcast, a YouTube video, maybe an Audible, and learn about nutrition, learn about exercise. How long would it take you? I mean, you have an hour drive to and from. If you listened even just for 1 week, that's 5 hours. 5 hours of listening to somebody about nutrition. How much do you think you could learn in just 1 week?
You can learn a lot.
You could probably learn about 90% of what you would need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people, unfortunately, they only focus on the 10%, like those fad diets, and it's like very little tiny things that are only going to give them a little bit more progress.
Quick reels that I see on Instagram.
Whereas it's more about just the basics. Just learning the basics will get you 90% of where you want to go, pretty much. And so just making those investments, that's what we call a habit stack. So like you have to drive to work every day. Why not stack a healthy habit with it? bed, right? A lot of people wake up and they drink coffee in the morning. So why not maybe, like I just had you download that journal app. So while you're drinking your coffee in the morning, you can take 5 minutes of your time, write down 3 things you're grateful for, and look at that motivational quote. Just to get your mind right to start the day. And what are the odds that you're going to make better decisions throughout the day when you start your day thinking about everything you're grateful for and then reading a motivational quote? You think it might help a little bit on just the trajectory of your day.
Yeah, even just my mindset.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's all just about getting in the right mindset. And so, like for me, I really prioritize sleep. Like as you guys know, if you message me after 8 p.m., there's a good chance I'm not going to see it.
Yeah.
So Katie and I, like Katie, when she works, she gets up at 3. I get up at 4 most days. So we're in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock, asleep by around 8:30. And we don't watch TV in bed, so we read. So that's making the investment. I'm reading not only to learn something new, it's a personal development type book. Those are the books I read so I can learn stuff, but it also helps me wind down, fall asleep easier, fall asleep faster, and then I get more deep sleep and REM sleep so that I can wake up feeling energized, ready to go and take on the day. So by making the investment of going to bed early, like I miss out on watching TV or going out, but I make that investment because of the return. Mm-hmm. I am more energized, I'm more productive, and I'm able to reach my goals quicker. I'm moving toward my goals, not away from it. And it's all about kind of looking more long term too. People look very short term. They don't look at the bigger picture. So that's another thing that we encourage you guys to do is look at the bigger picture. Where do you want to go long term? What do you need to do on a daily basis to kind of move you in that direction and making those positive choices? Another thing I do is, and most people on here might laugh, and you guys already know that I do this, but every single day almost at around 1 o'clock, I take a 30-minute power nap. So although it takes 30 minutes out of my day, like people will be like, I don't have time for that. There's no way. And I get like people that work 9 to 5, you can't just take a nap at work. I get that. But when you work, like for us, it's basically split. It's you work first thing in the morning for a few hours and then at night for a few hours. So what do we do to maximize productivity? I take a 30-minute power nap and then I wake up and then I got about 2 or 3 more hours that I can be productive. Whereas if I didn't do that, I would just kind of fall off and I would be a little bit too mentally drained to want to do anything. And then I might turn to, I'm just going to sit here and watch TV or, just chill for the rest of the day. But I have it planned in my day at about 1 o'clock when I leave after lunch fit camp, or if it's like today, usually I'll go home same time, noon, 1 o'clock, take a little power nap, wake up, and I get about 2 to 3 more hours of work done, whether it's the Zoom calls that I do or creating posts, or I'll come back up just to kind of, hang out with you guys or check in, maybe do a consult, whatever it is. But I try to, that half hour gives me more time of productivity. Mm-hmm. So people need to understand that prioritizing one thing will lead to more, more things, more of a return. Yeah. So that's just something that
small investment for a big return.
Mm-hmm. My big thing is just prioritizing sleep, and then obviously the nutrition and the workouts as well. Yeah. Making you feel your absolute best so that you can be your absolute best pretty much.
Yeah. I like that you said like within 30-minute nap, like it's an investment to get more productivity out of it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that can be tied to like nutrition. So I bought on Amazon, there's these like fresh keepers. I think they work well. So I could cut up and wash my vegetables or my fruit or whatever I have bought for the week, and I put it in there and it keeps it fresh, and like I can still cook with it like days later. So what I do, I get like buy my groceries, pick them up at Walmart on my way home from work at 7 o'clock at night, and then I go home on Mondays and I cook and I prep, and I probably cook like 1 or maybe 2 things for meals for the week, and then the other stuff I have prepped so that way I can throw together quick meals for the rest of the week. And then I always batch cook my meats on like a Sunday with like a slow cooker, or do like hard-boiled eggs or something. But I'm investing that time beforehand, so then that way when I need something or I want a meal, it's way faster and it's way easier for me to do it. And I also invested the money to have the equipment and the meal prep containers, the fresh keepers for the vegetables. I have like a little chopper that I bought, haven't used it, but that you can like put different settings on to like make cutting the vegetables even easier, and like just making it easier for you to do the habits is the biggest thing. And if you're gonna invest your time or your money in something, like that's going to be the best way to do it, is something that's going to have that positive return years later.
Yeah. Just to second that, like, so what I do is, like, as you guys know, mostly for lunch, I do the icon meals. Mm-hmm. So it does cost more than, making a lunch, for example, but I invest into a healthy meal. I get to pick the protein, the vegetable, the carb that I want with the portions. It's delivered to my house. So it literally takes me like 3 minutes, and I've got 2 weeks of lunches. And then I bought back time that I can invest elsewhere. Right. So instead of prepping lunches, I get just lunches delivered. If you have the funds to do that, or look at it as an investment. So even though it does cost a little bit more, I'm saving myself hours of preparation every week so that I could do other stuff that's productive. So that's something I do, as well as just having a plan. Like to kind of go back to like prepping for bed and prioritize my sleep. Another thing that I do before we go to bed is write out my schedule for the day. So bust open my calendar, write down everything that I need to do for the next day. That way I've got a plan, and then you're way more productive that way. So this 5-minute investment of my time keeps me on track all day the next day. It's literally the biggest ROI you could probably have, is just having some sort of game plan. Maybe it's with your work, with your chores, with your nutrition, with your workouts, everything that you can think of, that if you can kind of have some sort of structure and plan to it, and you guys do this too, you're going to be way more productive, less stressed, and overall just more energized and happy at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So it's just all about, okay, what small investment can I make? Setting out your clothes the night before. Like I just told you guys, like I put my clothes in the bathroom floor, ready to go. I wake up, put my clothes on, it's done. For people that struggle with going to the gym, maybe it's getting your gym bag ready the night before, set it right next to the front door. That way before you even leave the house, boom, there's my gym bag. Remind myself that I need to go to the gym, motivates you. All you gotta do is get in the car and go, right?
Right.
And that'll have obviously a huge ROI on that little time investment of getting your gym bag ready.
Yeah, I mean, we structure, us three of us specifically, but successful people structure their entire day on investments that have a good return. Like whether it's just waking up early, like everything, how many things you wrote down for your plan throughout the day do not have a good return in your investment? And there's quite a bit of them. Like it's pretty much your entire day. Yeah. So like if you think about it, that's our entire day is based on these anywhere from just these small, like having the icon meal investments to, making these trainer talks or spending an hour and a half working out, to bigger investments.
Yep.
Or maybe like even on a larger scale, like lifetime investments, investing in a business, things like that, our entire day. And I mean, honestly, you try to make most of your life actions, you try to make most of them have a good return on investment. So that's
right.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, speaking of this trainer talk, like we invest a half hour every week, and this is like our 112th week. I mean, you've been doing this. So that's like 51 hours, let's say, that we have invested in this trainer talk. And even if it helps one person, it's worth it.
Yeah.
If we can help one person literally transform their life and adopt some of these habits, it's worth it in my mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Not to mention, just not only are we trying to help people that are watching, but like we're sharing ideas with each other. Yeah. So we're growing as a team, we're sharing ideas, we're growing as an individual person, we're getting used to public speaking, recording content, sharing content, trying to help people in better ways. So there's numerous amounts of return on investment just from this, what we're doing right now, which is really cool. And even if it took 112 weeks to get one person, we had a positive return. We're helping somebody change their life, which is our goal. So
Right.
I'm taking a public speaking class right now. I just started it.
sweet.
And so I already feel like from talking to clients, classes, like I've already gotten so much better at talking in front of people and in front of cameras than I was like a year or 2 years ago.
Mhm.
And even like a lot of meetings now are through Zoom, or you'll be like recording yourself, presenting a presentation for work, or talking to people just through a video or Zoom. And then so like that's what this is basically.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Getting better at it every week, every Thursday.
That's right.
Every Thursday. But yeah, just figuring out what's almost like the biggest return on your investment for the smallest change is huge too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people tend to bite off more than they could chew. Of like, okay, you schedule out your whole day, but you probably you didn't just start that all of a sudden one day. Like you would schedule in, okay, I'm going to work out at this time, and I'm going to work at this time.
Yeah.
And then you started, okay, I'm going to add in, I'm doing my morning reading the quote and making your breakfast. Okay, I'm going to add that in, and like little things stack up over time. Where it's hard because you want to be at that spot, but understand that it takes time to really make it stick.
Yep. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I think what we could do is maybe give the audience a couple things that maybe they could try to focus on that's going to give them that big ROI. Ultimately, it's going to be up to the person and what they're kind of struggling with and stuff. But yeah, definitely starting small and make it easy and simple to do. But start just thinking about and brainstorming, okay, what could I do that's going to spark a positive return or move me toward my goals? And it kind of all starts with setting some sort of goal for yourself. So what would you say might be like something that's very simple that people could maybe start doing to get a positive ROI toward their health and fitness?
I would say just like planning out one meal a week in advance, or maybe just prepping, I don't know, chicken or beef or something, some type of lean meat, and like, okay, I'm going to prep this out and make sure I have enough to use in a bunch of different recipes this week, however I want to use it, and make sure that you have vegetables. Like, get your fresh vegetables, get a variety of them, and like come up with ideas for recipes, or you can look it up online and just say, okay, what recipes can I make with chicken and asparagus? And then, they'll throw in a bunch of different things. And just to having those foods prepped and available for you to throw into a meal, throw into, take to work, that really has a huge return. Even if you're not like tracking or following a specific diet, just having it there and in your environment, you're going to choose that more times than if it wasn't there.
Yep.
Right? Because if it's not there, you're not even going to think about it. So by having it there and having it prepared and easy to access, you're going to get a big return on
Yep.
that.
I would say probably daily activity would be the first thing. And, that can be in here. That can be coming in here for a half hour to an hour. Or that can be, say you come in here 3 days a week, and then the other 2, you're gardening or doing yard work or taking a walk down the road with your family. Just some sort of daily activity every day where you're moving, preferably intentional. So, like intentionally taking time out of your day to gather up the kids and go for a walk or go for a bike ride. So you're getting, your movement in, and you're getting quality time with your family.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of our clients that we talk with, it's like, their biggest priority is their family. And that's why they've kind of put themselves on the back burners. Like, I prioritize like my kids and my family over myself. Well, okay, how can we start to get you moving in the right direction without sacrificing time with family? Maybe it's playing on the yard, throwing catch, whatever it is, going for a walk with the dog and the family. Like, you're getting quality time, you're getting some daily movement in, you're bonding, things like that. I love that.
Yeah.
If I had to give you guys one recommendation, I would say to do something in the morning that's going to spark that positive kind of action throughout the day. So start your day with something positive. So whether that's, first thing you do when you wake up is either make your bed, get your gym clothes ready. Maybe it's drink a bottle of water. A lot of people just, first thing they do is just chug down 2 cups of coffee. And instead of your coffee, put a shaker bottle of water, a bottle of water, put some water next to it, drink that first. That would be sparking a positive action and getting the ball rolling for the day. Maybe it's writing down 3 things that you're grateful for, reading a positive motivational quote. All these things take less than a minute, but it'll start to get the ball rolling each day and lead into more positive actions. Because I think we all can agree if we do something positive first thing in the morning, it's a little bit easier to do more good things throughout the day.
Mhm.
You know, kind of like if you wake up and get a workout in first thing in the morning, or even a 5-minute walk, you're not going to come in and eat a box of donuts.
No.
You know, it's like, why in the heck why would I just do a workout and then come and eat donuts? No,
Yeah. And then flip that and say, if you wake up and eat a box of donuts, you're probably not going to come in and work out.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. 100%. So if you're starting with a negative habit, it's going to lead to more negative things potentially.
Right.
So yes, I love that. So starting with a positive action, getting some daily movement in, and then just maybe adding in, I like that you said, let's add in some vegetables. Let's plan 1 meal every week. Notice we didn't say cut out sugar, cut out TV. We didn't say anything about cutting anything out of your lives. All we want you to do is start adding in some healthier habits, and then over time, those unhealthy habits will wean themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's it, you guys.
Yep.
Hopefully this helps somebody out there. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trainer Talk. If you are ready to gain back control of your health and fitness, we would love to sit down and chat with you to see if we can put together a plan for you. All you have to do is head to taylorhutchinsonfitness.net and book a free consult. Again, make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video, and hopefully we'll see you soon.